All right, in this video, I'm going to talk about some recommendations that I have from a search engine optimization perspective when you're posting to a website. Now, I'm showing this on a WordPress website. There are a lot of different platforms out there, and they're going to be different as far as how different things are done. Some platforms may not have the ability to do all the things I'm showing here. If on your platform you can't do all these things, or if you're not sure how to do all of them, you can either research it or they may not be able to do it. But just my recommendation would be just do what you can. So with WordPress, do what you can as far as many of these recommendations as possible. If I go over here to posts and go to categories, you can add categories. So I would add categories, and then when I did a post, I'm just going to put in here. Dallas, for example. Make a category called Dallas. I'm going to make one called weddings, and I'm just going to add that. So now I've got some categories. So I'm going to go ahead and click add new. I'm going to add a post here, and I'm going to call this test, and you'll see what happens down here is you'll see this pops up here, test 2, because I already had a page called test. But you can actually change what shows up here. So my recommendation, I'm going to use Dallas as the example here. My recommendation is, let's just say it was called, if it was called wedding photography, you know, whatever it was, I'm just going to go back to test, then actually put in the city. So I'm just going to put in Dallas Texas and click OK. And when you publish it, it'll show actually that'll be the URL. So you're actually putting the city that you're wanting to show up on the first page of Google for searches related to whatever business it is that you're in, is actually having the city in the URL. So you would create the category. So you would have a category again for the city, or if you're trying to show up on a statewide level, you could do the state. But put in the city, for example, Dallas, and the category. I'm just using wedding photography as the example here. So you put it in the wedding niche. So when you went to post, you would go over to categories and you would put it in those two particular categories. And then here where I'm talking about the URL, that's what I'm talking about here. So I would use different variations when you do different posts. One you might do, Dallas. One you might do Dallas-TX for Texas. One Dallas-Texas. So just different variations of that city and state. Obviously this just being the city and then the city and state here. Now for the title, what I would recommend, and I'm just going to use this, is just say it was the Jones wedding. You just, for the title is, put Jones wedding space and then a bar space, and then, put in a keyword that you're wanting to show up on the first page of Google. For example, Dallas wedding photography. So you actually have that in the title. Something else, now there's all kinds of different plugins when it comes to search engine optimization. Again, I'm on WordPress. I've got the all-in-one SEO plugin down here. So it may look different on the WordPress website you're looking on. It may not have that installed on it, but I'm just going to go down here under all-in-one SEO plugin. For the description, what I would recommend is just 1 or 2 sentences just describing, for example, in this case, the wedding. This was a wedding in the Dallas area. We are wedding photographers that service the greater Dallas area. So like 1 or 2 sentences, and again, you're working in Dallas, Texas, in this example, and then wedding photography, wedding photographers. You're actually putting in those, some keyword phrases and the area that you're wanting to show up for on the first page of Google. Just write a sentence or 2 and put it into the description. Okay, so that's that there. And then links at the bottom of the page. Now just imagine there was whether it was a bunch of pictures from the wedding or there was a bunch of text from a post that you did here. What I would do is go, at the end of it, space down like twice, and then put something in here. And I'm just going to, so I'm going to go over here to visual. All right, so I got this here. And let's just imagine above this was a bunch of information, whether it was a bunch of pictures or it was a bunch of text. At the bottom of it, I would center this, maybe put it on like if you go over here on WordPress and go to this here, you can put it on like H2 or H3. And then again, obviously you're going to do it publish and see what it looks like. But what you would do is actually hyperlink to different, so you would go here and you would click on there and you would have a link that went to the home page of the website. And then you would go here and again you would link that to another page on the website. So you're getting interlinking, between pages of the website. So normally it doesn't always have to be this way, but and again, obviously you're going to have different keywords here that you're targeting. again, keywords that you want to show up on the first page of Google for. So my recommendation is each time you do a post is to have different keywords there. Again, one time it might be Dallas wedding photography, one time it might be Dallas, Texas wedding photography. One time it might be wedding photographers Dallas, one time it might be Dallas wedding portraits, or whatever the situation was. But what you would do is each one of them is you would link them, hyperlink them to, normally I would do one to the home page and then just one to a page on the website somewhere. If you want it to go to a page on the website that seems appropriate to you based upon what the keyword is, you can do that, or you could just link it to another page on the website. So again, you've got interlinking going on between the pages, and the interlinking is done with different keyword phrases that you're targeting. So I'm just going to click publish here, and obviously there's not much content here, but okay, but again, when that post is, I just published it, but again, you've got the area in the actual URL, you've got a keyword phrase here, you've got the links. Again, what I would do is go, when you're done posting, just do like 1 or 2 spaces down and put your keywords down at the bottom and interlink those to pages on the website. And again, I've got the categories. On WordPress, you can also do tags, so you could put in wedding. Again, just put in different keyword phrases, wedding photographer, Dallas. And again, it's not like every time you do a post you have to do every one of these things, but they're pretty simple things, and I do recommend it. And again, if you're on a different platform that's not WordPress, there's, in a lot of cases, there's probably going to be the ability to do these type of things, but my recommendation is just do as many as you can when you do a post to a website.